Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and today I'm bringing you another Blind Guardian reaction. In fact, we're going to be checking out 3 songs today, all courtesy of Carol the Peaceful. So thank you, Carol, for the donation request and these selections today. We're going to start off with Nightfall, then jump into Mirror Mirror and end the reaction off with Wheel of Time. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is actually my second time now reacting to Blind Guardian. You can feel free and check out my first reaction for some context, but the TLDR is, I feel like after listening to Blind Guardian, I literally wanted to like run off into war. I felt that momentary bloodlust, that, masculine urge to want to just fight for your nation, fight for what's right. And then at the end of it, I was like, man, it is all well and good to want to go to war, but really I'm all about peace, love, and positivity on this channel, so I would rather just enjoy this music, take the energy that I get from it, transmute it into an ever-potent gym workout, and call it a day, live my life a little bit more simply than that. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I'm excited to hear more from Blind Guardian because their music was so powerful the first time around, and apparently these songs today are going to be different looks of Blind Guardian, so it's going to be fun to discover more of what they have to offer. Again, thank you to Carol the Peaceful for making this donation request, but now let's just jump into the music. It's a bit of a folk already.
The sign of life did flicker, in floods of tears she cried.
A bit of a ballad.
All hope's lost, it can't be undone. They're wasted and gone. Save me your speech, I know. What you want, take it away from me, take it, and I know for sure. The life she was.
Do you hear the electric guitar underneath all of the rowdiness vocally? If this is their version of a ballad, it is so epic. Like normally you think of ballads as being like a very somber, relaxing thing, which this is for what I know Blind Guardian to be, but it's all relative to Blind Guardian. If you asked like the average pop music listener, is this song a ballad? They would probably say no, this is like hard rock.
Fearful into the unknown. It crept in you, horror, insanity reign. And still the first blood when the young king was slain. Nightfall.
Wow, that is huge. Everyone comes together on Nightfall. Immortal land lies down. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say that's really cool that the do that kind of guitar melody we heard earlier got re-referenced again here and transitioned into a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a guitar solo, more of just like a little bit of a stepping stone section, though I wish we got a full guitar solo right there. effect on these voices here. It's like glossy. Oh, cool. Parallel. Oh yeah. Come on, build it, build it. Yeah, wow. The path we've taken to get here is crazy. I'm gonna be honest, there's so much happening and there's like almost no time for reprieve to just like take it all in. At least as a first time listener, it's just back to back to back to back non-stop. Each section itself is extremely dense with a lot of musical elements and melodies that make it all worth deep diving into, like moment to moment, but I'm trying not to get lost in the trees. I would rather see the entire forest here. But man, is this just pushing you along. It is so melodic and powerful. I mean, maybe that's just the perfect two-word combo to describe Blind Guardian. Oh my god. So cool. That was such an emotional and intense journey, just filled with amazing melody, a lot of harmonics, especially in the chorus, with all of the vocals coming together at once, creating a massive, like, buttress of sound, right? All supporting each other, all layered one on top of the other in a very like compact kind of way. So it just feels very full. Like if you were to try to cut through all of that noise, it would be nigh impossible because of how much is going on. I was trying to like pay as close attention to the lyrics as I could, so I didn't get all of the notes there But it seems like this is a overall story about tragedy. So given that like undertone, a lot of this song conveys that feeling of tragedy and despair and almost like shouting out at the nightfall, because the nightfall oftentimes brings a lot of those negative happenings. Like, you know, if you ever watch horror movies like me, I love horror movies. Nightfall invariably brings out the monsters, the dark, the bad happenings. And that's when tragedy ensues until it becomes dawn and you can rectify things. But in the middle is when things become extremely scary, extremely tragic. But the thing is, a song like this, again, it is so powerful and melodic, I can't help but to feel motivated to run into war. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like my own preconceived notions about how like extreme heavy symphonic rock and metal and, you know, influences of like folk metal often sound like and how they're used. But I'm just happy to be here at the end of it all. And part of my brain was thinking as well, if this is their equivalent of a ballad, bro, it's one of the most intense ballads you may ever hear. That's for sure. But feel free to correct me. Maybe this is not a ballad. Maybe this is something more obvious than that, and I'm just missing the point. Regardless, this was such a fun listen. But we have 2 more songs to check out. Let's jump into Mirror Mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall!
Oh. It's like when Hansi, his name is Hansi, when he speaks, you listen. This is a bit of a brighter track. Ooh. Take it away. I think I'm starting to realize I need to be listening to like Blind Guardian in the mornings and just forego coffee. God, it is so intense, fast paced. You get that like blast beat kind of feel in the drums. You get the just infinite strumming in the guitar, and then the wow wows and Hansi just powerful as ever. And all of these songs thus far from Blind Guardian are songs where everybody in the audience can just sing along to in this massive chanting chorus. And I spoke about the magical power of everybody being down for music and singing together in the first Blind Guardian reaction, but it definitely remains true here. And when you have someone like Hansi at the helm of it all, it's a lot easier to kind of hit that magical flow state. Now I'll eat my mango. Deep down it lies my secret vision. How better keep shining my friend alone, hidden in my twilight hall. Though the world is lost in fire, so there is no way to turn it back. the switch into halftime, because everything in those blast beat sections where it's like up tempo, it is just so energetic, and it's like hard to like bottle up that energy. It's just kind of spilling out everywhere. So to return to a halftime feel that is still like relatively mid-tempo is just so smart structurally, but also gives us opportunity to like relax in the moment. What is this guitar tone? Very like tube-like. Let's switch into the blast beats. It is so clever, the back and forth and the rhythm. Like wants to become the fast one, but it hangs back, and now it's the guitar is doing what it would do in the slow melodic section here. Nuclear blast. Seeing that line here, live beyond the spheres, nuclear blast. This song is absolutely a fast-paced nuclear blast, and I guess technically it's like a back-to-back loop that infinitely blast. Yeah, I watched that movie Oppenheimer when it came out, and then I rewatched it again more recently, and like the way they were describing the differences in like fission bombs and fusion bombs and all that kind of stuff with the back-to-back chain reactions that could potentially catch the atmosphere alight and on completely, send the world into a dark age, physically, well, literally and metaphorically. Kind of what I imagine, like the speed of which the drum was doing, the drum was playing here in this track. It's just so much, and that's why I love the reprieve that we get when we get that halftime section where the guitar melody is kind of the main thing we focus on. We get to bounce kind of easily and then return back to that intensity. But what is so amazing about their song structure and writing here is that towards the very end, when the blast beat came back and we were in that higher tempo, then the melodic guitar got brought into that fold as well and was playing that over the fast beat melody. So before, when those two kind of elements were separated in a call and response kind of fashion, in the end we collapsed the two onto each other, creating this very cathartic and full experience. Dude, Blind Guardian are like unironically one of the most energy filled bands I've heard in a while. I can understand why the audience are just always going crazy, the crowd singing along the entire way through, and there were crowd shots here and there, like showing how everybody else is like looking at each other, like figuring out, hey, is this the moment we're all about to mosh? And I've been to a lot of, hard rock shows and metal shows in my time, and it's that look you exchange with one another before the moshing starts to happen, right? It's like, hey guys, we all know what's about to happen, right? You exchange that glance, you're like, okay, sussing it out. You see one guy's energy get more amped up and you're ready to go, and the music intensifies and builds, and all of a sudden you all charge, and it's scary. It's scary to be a person who's not ready for that. And I remember bringing a close friend of mine who by no means was a metal music listener to a show, and I made it a point to like not enter the mosh myself. And nowadays I wouldn't really want to enter the moshes unless I'm like really feeling it. But we were on the end of a mosh pit, right? So we're just like kind of on the outside looking in. But of course, even being directly on the outside, you're not necessarily safe from the damage that could be caused from within, because it's a cyclone and things, split out and go out of control, and an elbow can come your way, or a fist can randomly enter you, or a shoulder can be launched into your body. And I remember I would have to like bodyguard for her, and then like I took a shoulder blow because like people were getting rowdy, and then I like let my guard down for 1 second, and then she randomly fell into the pit, and then like was so scared. I saw the look in her eyes, and I had like shielded her quick and brought her back. I can imagine all of that happening at Blind Guardian shows. Yeah. Let me know your favorite or scariest or whatever moshing experiences you'd like to share. But let's jump into the last track of the day, Wheel of Time. Oh. Okay, we're drawing from the east right now. Very Phrygian. Yeah. Definitely like. Oh. Love the brass in this. Dude, the craziness in the brass, this Phrygian melody and the guitar, all of the instrumentation is being so heavy. I am reminded of so many bands and artists at the same time right now, and I'm just going to list them all off in no particular order, and let me know if any of that all makes sense. So I'm getting a combination of the band Rainbow, Nightwish, Rhapsody of Fire, Sabaton, Axel Rudy Pell. I'm sure I'm missing a few names that like obviously would go in that list, but like all in that like minute and a half span, I'm getting all of those influences. That tells you how complex their songwriting truly is, honestly. love this, man. Oh my god, the riff here. So fucking cool. I mean, it's unhinged, it's so good. Do like double harmonic minor or Phrygian dominant. Go from minor to harmonic minor or minor to Phrygian, then Phrygian dominant. There's so many cool ways to get here melodically. That's almost like a oud, that instrument, UD, is how you spell that. And the drum beat, very Middle Eastern. Almost like a tabla. Dude, add this soundtrack to every movie ever. I don't care what it's about. Romance, add it. Oh, the arpeggios. Oh. This is just the most epic thing I've ever heard. Oh, brother.
Give up the inner war I can hold against it. My mind's in darkness. The young man says I will never give in. The prophecies behold it's true. I conquer the flame to release the insane. I'm crying. I cannot
There is no breaking that down. I thought about it for a second, like even after each of these songs, like I was trying to, because there's so much to admire. And I don't know, but like for me, when I listen to such amazing music and there's so much that gets thrown at me and it's all so dense, it gets overwhelming. And then my brain just thinks, well, it's better not to even say anything, rather let the music speak for itself. Bro, I I'm really fortunate to be in this position where you guys send me such amazing songs that I would have never in a million years have heard of or checked out on my own. My God, that is up there with some of the most epic music I've ever heard. And the thing about a song like Wheel of Time is that when you think it's over, when you think like we've already hit our peak, our crescendo, whether it's in the choir or the guitar or the strings or the drums or the bass or the vocals, like it could be in any component where it feels like we've really maxed out that instrument, that little element, something else takes its place, but adds an extra level, an extra layer that increases the overall intensity of the track past what I thought what was even possible. And I've used this analogy before, but I think it'll work in this instance as well. If you can imagine each layer in the music as a dolphin, right? Dolphins, when they're swimming in the ocean, they kind of up and down in a synchronous motion, right? When they're kind of, what would the word be? Just swimming, traveling through the ocean. But they're in they're in sync usually, but sometimes they can become asynchronous, which means at one moment there's one dolphin that's peering its head, then in the following moment the next dolphin kind of shows up and takes its place from the top down. So if we apply that asynchronous dolphin analogy to all of the musical elements we heard, whether it's the strings, whether it's the Phrygian guitar work, whether it's the choir, whether it's Hansi's vocals, the drums, the trumpets, it could be anything. It's like is it gophers? What are the things that like pop up? I think it's something like that. Anyways, I don't want to get too lost from my already convoluted point. At any given moment, one of these elements is the shining star that adds the highest level of its intensity possible. But the thing is, it's immediately preceded by other elements that were prior the most intense element. So it feels like we're going from one intense feeling to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And as we reach the climax of this song, which is an insane statement to make because there's like 12 climaxes in the song, as we reach these moments, more of those dolphins start swimming together in unison. If none of that made sense, I totally get it. I come up with a lot of weird analogies to try to describe the way my brain conceptualizes music like this. The easiest way to put it is this was insane. Oh my God. I'm absolutely dumping these songs into my gym playlist. I'm going to hit some PRs, that is for sure. But I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction. If you did and would like to request one yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.